You know, problems are part of life. It is said that a life without problems will never challenge you to the best of yourself in life. I've heard many people saying you become a champion because you conquered. And for one to conquer, there must be tests, challenges, and hardships. Recently, I read statistics, and it shows that several people commit suicide in South Africa because they can't handle problems. And many of those people, they either end up in streets because the challenges they face at home seems to be more than their efforts. And the truth is that we are all confronted with challenges constantly in every neighborhood of our life. And most people have a hard time in accepting and dealing with these challenges that arise. But the revelation is that you will have to deal with difficult problems throughout your life, whether it's your personal or career life. And most of us get afraid and run away from our problems. We don't want to accept the reality that we're living with problems and challenges in this world. Running away from your problems will never solve and give you a better life. Allow me today in a conversation where we will share tactics of dealing with problems and challenges. And throughout my life, I've learned to pray for a way out. You know, God knows our challenges and He has good plans for us. He has good plans for our lives, and He has declared that He has planned for us not to suffer. When I read the book of Jeremiah 29 verse 11, He says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." When David was rejected by his father and sent to handling livestock, he prayed, and he got power to defeat the king of the jungle, a lion. He killed a bear and he killed Goliath. And I started to understand that prayer will restore your power after your challenges. Hence the PRAUC. When Jesus was about to die, He went and prayed, and He had powers 10 times before in such a way that His disciples couldn't recognize Him. So that will be tactic number 1. When challenges come your way, you need to pray, and a way will be made for you. Tactic number 2, don't blame others for the challenges you face. People who get paralyzed by challenges forever are those who always find someone to blame for everything and every challenge they encounter. Many people make it a habit for blaming others for all their problems. They fail to take full responsibility for the decisions they have made in life. The more you blame others with the challenges you faced, the more you will make people to dislike you and not want to be around you. So the first thing you want to do when faced with a personal challenge is not to point fingers at others. The first approach to deal with the challenge is to admit that this is a test, not somebody else's test, but my test. And I want you to take it as an exam. When you write exams, you don't blame your cousin. You don't blame anyone that the paper is difficult because you didn't write. You blame yourself. You also need to understand that problems are not there to kill you, but to build you and make you a strong person. I once read words of Kate Summers, and she says, if you are looking to inspire people, then blaming is the last thing you want to do. to inspire others. Focus your attention on the solution and not the blame. Tactic number 3. Don't compare your lifestyle with others. We are all unique and created to fulfill different purposes in life. Each and every time, our test will come differently and directly related to us. So when you're faced with challenges, stop comparing yourself with others. Your scope of life will never be the same. There will be people that may have accomplished more than you. The key thing to remember is that you create your own story and success in life. We're not born in groups, pairs of friends. We're born as individuals. They say comparison is the thief of all joy. And the hours we spend comparing our life against other people's lives is the time we must use to celebrate that we have or even work towards achieving goals we have set for ourselves. Some level of comparison is inevitable, especially in this age of social media where we cannot observe the dream vacation, seemingly perfect relationships and other fabulous life of others with quick scroll through our Instagram feed. We often spend too much time comparing ourselves with others than focusing on solving the main problem. And we should remember that the only person you should try to be better than is who you were yesterday. And I love the words of Regina Brett when she says, don't compare yourself to others. We have no idea what their journey is all about. As to tactic number 4, accept challenges in your life. You will have to deal with challenges in life all the time. Many people don't like challenges and they resist it because it gets them outside of their comfort zone. You may be unhappy or happy at certain times. However, you have to realize that those two states are not permanent. You have to train your mind to be at peace at all times, regardless of emotional state you're experiencing. You must always remember that challenges can come in many forms in our life. It might come forceful like a tidal wave or creepy along incremental like a glacier. It might come in the time of devastating tragedies, difficult choices, broken relationships, or even new opportunities. When challenges come, assess the challenge and deal with it. Many times, the only way to improve our life is to force ourselves to undergo difficult challenges.